Teflon. Place a lot of crap, gonna do a money match. Dun 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 dun. Sam Wise, he's in the back doing all the commentary. Dun 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 dun. Gee, so he's gonna come back to the South League by close of business. Tier 2 push comes from DaywalkerNinja. Ninja expose when you're facing Dragon Jack. And West Time Jones, will he ever play Town? West Time Jones, West Time Jones, he's not here. Yeah! What's up? It's going in and it's going on. We've got a money match coming up. Alright guys, the game is underway. The money match between Teflon Ron and DaywalkerNinja. Oh god, I'm excited for this one. Alright guys. So the intention is to have this best of 3 posted on YouTube afterwards. This is going to be a best of 3 again. It's going to be Terran versus Zerg. Cameron's Teflon Ron's Terran against Max's Zerg. And we're going to get right underway here with the first match. It's going to be on Lost Temp. And you guys know how StarCraft 64 is, all you dedicated watchers of our stream, that we rock the Lost Temple because we have to, because a lot of the other maps are just so unbalanced for Terran that we have to try to just have this be the standard map, even though it's still not technically balanced in terms of mobile armies and giving those advantages as well. I would say Zerg has the easiest time there. There is a high ground Natch that our guys have kind of, myself included, have kind of strayed away from. It's like, not sure if we've really officially banned it, but we just kind of see that as that just totally changes the gameplay and kind of ruins it. So, interestingly enough, what you just saw was a fake, was a fake extractor, I think, from Max to kind of put on the suspicion that maybe he's dropping an early spawning pool, but you see that he isn't. He's actually banking his money right now. So I think Max is going to go for the spawning pool now. He's going to do the overpool opener. So yeah, let me give you my analysis, my pre-match analysis of this. I think that playing as Terran is obviously harder, but I don't know if you guys have been watching the stream lately. Cameron has actually been on a pretty good tear with the Terran. So he's actually won, I think, it's got to be like 3 or 4 straight now against Max's Zerg. And Max can, flip it on its head on a dime. He can rewrite that script, and I could see a quick 2-0 from Max, but I think most likely it's going to go to a 3-game series, which I would love to see. I don't know, Cameron's really learning his Terran play right now. He's really getting down what's necessary to survive onto the next phase. And he's got a build that he's pretty comfortable with now. He's sending his SCVs out pretty early, but I'll give him some slack because we got blind craft, baby. That's the one thing that I do want to mention here is that these people cannot see each other's screens, although it appears so on the TV screen that they can. So we've got cardboard. We got cardboard covering the top. And we got the splitters, the 2 CRTs. We got the whole setup, so. Again, these guys cannot see a damn thing. Alright, so an early expansion is going to be dropped from Max here. I like that play. He's going to spawn some lings, get his natural. Maybe go for a gas or maybe go for another hatchery. But this is a strong and a strong opener for Max in terms of being safe and also checking that the Terran is making Marines, making sure that they're actually closing up their walls. You always want to test that spot with Zerglings. You always want to peek and see and make sure that they're closing that up. Because that's an easy win for Zerg if Terran surrenders their ramp. So Max, mind you, these players don't know where each other are right now on the map yet. So Max is going to find out very shortly with these 4 lanes. But this is where he's at. Yep. So 3 Marines, 3 SCVs. That is a perfect stop right there. So Max doesn't even bother pushing that. If you try to, you might get 1 SCV for losing almost all of your lings. So that trade really isn't worth it. So and this is a thing that all of us have learned time after time. Like the old Max, he's making a lot of lings here. The old Max would push with those first 4 lings and try to get damage and basically just say, I'm gonna send all these lings to try and get any damage I can, but my intention is that these aren't coming out alive. But a much smarter Max right now. Much smarter DaywalkerNinja. So yeah, this is kind of not a slow part of the game, but a part of the game where it's kind of just checking. It might be it would be a surprise if any like big pushes happened within the next minute or so.
SCV good to go, sir.
Because I think what Cameron wants to do is get his tech, and Max is getting his gas. And let's see if he drops a 3rd hatch. He definitely has the money for it. So this is going to be a tough test, I think, for Teflon Ron, because he doesn't know this, but okay, let's see, was that a 2nd barracks or an academy? I'll have to see what he's making there. I'm sorry, it's hard to watch both screens and see like when they're dropping buildings and whatnot, but I think what I saw was a hydrogen drop or a hatchery for Max. And then I see a supply depot, and possibly an academy is what he has going. So Cameron's that is a Hydroless den, and that I confirm now that is an academy. So the openers are going to be 1 Rax academy into probably a more tech play. So get his factory and his get his starport, and try to survive off of 1 barracks as possible while you're getting your tech up, and then you have all of the tools that you need to deal with Zerg after that. So that's like the mindset behind what Cameron's going to try to do in this game, what it seems like. As for Max, he's definitely going for a more macro heavy opener. I do like that he's got his 2nd base already up and cooking before the lurker tech. So basically, Max in a few minutes is going to be able to make like 8 lurkers if he wants to. He's making his 2nd gas. So he's really thinking, I'm going to just make a ton of lurkers, potentially, I'm not sure if he's going to go like Hydraless speed and range, but could be a possibility. But I think the play here for him, what he's trying to do is lurkers. So, but Cameron he has a lot of Terran games under his belt now, so he's definitely not he's not really going to be fooled by much at this point, I don't think. So I think where Cameron has the advantage is his experience, and he tends to play a little bit better of a mind game than Max at times. Sometimes he can force Max's hand into something or to attack a spot and have troops ready there waiting for him. So I kind of think that for Max, what he really should do is try to get into the driver's seat of this. But wow, is that a lair tech? Yeah, so that's a lair tech. Okay, I thought that for a second that was a fast hive tech. Okay, so the lurker upgrade is starting. And what we have for Cameron here, we have honestly a super solid wall at the ramp that no Zerglings would dare to try to push. So he's got that covered. You know, I do like to mention to both of these guys that the Muta opener is the move compared to the lurker opener. Now what Max can do is try to get some good what is it? I'm drawing a blank. Map dominance, being able to take over the map more. Map control, yes. He can have more map control with the lurkers because it's going to take Cameron a longer time to get tanks, get all the necessary things to deal with lurkers without taking much damage. And so he can use the lurkers in that way if he chooses to. He can also use it to bust, which I don't really recommend at this point, I think Cameron's really got that that defense down now that he doesn't get busted as much. It has to be a surprise. And he's already putting up turrets in his mineral line, which is a bit early, but he's really crossing all of his T's and dotting all of his I's. So I like to see that, and I think I see a spire going down as well from Max, so I think he's going to do what we really think is the OP strat in StarCraft 64 in the Zerg vs Terran match, which is mutas and lurkers. So let's see, when is that lurker upgrade going to be ready? I think he's still got slow lings right now. I would definitely try to get speed if he's able to. A couple things I'm noticing here too. If you look at the money and the food, so as Terran, you always want to be ahead of Zerg in food. Right now we've got 34 food to 40, and I would say that that's not good for Terran in the case. So this is a quick tech build, so it could be for that reason. So if you're thinking about it in terms of money, like Max really has the economic advantage right now. He really does. One of the things that he really likes to do though is push with tier 2 units at this point. So if he's able to keep him from expanding while also getting his upgrades and his tech, that would be really solid for him. We played a game off stream before this, and I think he almost got up to 4 bases. I think it was 3 bases at the end of it, but he was able to get lots of money, play a pretty strong macro game. So I honestly am not. I'm pretty pleased with the way that both these guys are opening right now with this. We haven't seen any engagements yet, mind you. That's why I'm still talking about all the things that are going on in the inner game of this, because you don't see any any engagements yet. So lurkers burrowed, about 3 of them at the natural expansion, bringing 2 more up a little bit closer. I think he's just comfortable just putting them right there. Now he sees what Cameron has. Now that lurker's gonna die unless he unburrows. A little late with the unburrow, but not too much of a problem. Some Scourge before the mutas come up.
SCV good to go, sir.
Man, Max is a quick learner. We played earlier, and I was throwing heavy aggression with the 1-1-1. Very low econ play, but a very high aggressive play to get damage, and he defended it pretty well, so I was pretty impressed with that. So I think for Max, we're really seeing a different form of him right now. The Max earlier would have already thrown a couple armies at that bunker to try and bust it. Would he have been able to? That's to be said. I don't know. He's still pretty good at busting bases. But he's smart enough now to learn that it's better for me and simpler to just take more bases. He's setting up something at the third. At a third. It looks like it's at the west main spawn. So we're looking at what? Oh god. 8 o'clock position? 7 o'clock? 9 o'clock? We'll call it 9 o'clock. It looks like he's setting up something at the 9 o'clock. He's got Scourge there, ready. What I really like to see, though, what I really like seeing right now from Cameron, though, let's focus the attention onto him. What I really like seeing from him is he's spending every single ounce of resources that he can afford. He's got the science facility coming up. And Max doesn't have any. Well, he does have air. He has Scourge, but he doesn't have any air harassment. So he's. So Cameron's main base is completely protected right now. We'll see if tier 2. We'll see if Max is tier 2 if we see any engagements, but he's dropping a 3rd base at the North Spawn natural. I'm not sure yet what he has at that western spawn, but it could be some Overlords maybe, or some Scourge to catch off any dropships. He's really just setting up perfectly for someone that chooses to go 1 base. It's a good way to do it. He's basically given himself a very solid advantage without even having to fight, which I'm pretty impressed. What's up, Henny? What about Henny? This is your boy Sam Wise. My friend Ron was... me and him were enjoying a lot of laughs from the conversations that you guys had at... what was it, Grease My Stick or something? About... I want to know why? Because I studied. What's up? Music pause.
Not enough minerals.
Oh, that's because I brought the chat up. I'm sorry. Okay, I was trying to read the chat because it's a little blurry. Yeah, I had to pull it up. Okay, I appreciate it. I'll get the music playing again. Alright, technical difficulties. Let's go back to shuffling.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Alright. Now he's happy. Feeling glad he got sunshine. But yes, what I was saying, Henny, was...
Your forces are
wanna know
under
why
attack.
I can know this build? Because I studied. Does that ring a bell to you? Yeah, he's been like all over. He's been all over people's pages right now. Talking about walking in Dubai, and then there's pictures of him in a desert with like a 4-wheeler that's like bringing like a bundle of sticks somewhere. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think of that guy. Make the connection.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, hey, Gentan, that chat's actually covering the game. Oh, sorry, the chat is covering the game, yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay.
It's alright. Oh, I can see it on the side, on the right side now better. Yeah, appreciate it. Alright, guys. It's alright, this is our first time playing with this setup. So guys, I'm in another room right now with the door closed, watching the game from the stream and commentating, while you guys get to enjoy all of this. They have their music on, and the door's closed, so they can't hear anything I'm saying. The only thing that they can see, so it's not completely blindcraft, is that they can see, they can hear the unit sounds from their opponent. Okay, so here we go. So lurkers pushing in. I don't know if this is the right move. This isn't enough lurkers to deal with all this. These lurkers are much better off containing a further back position. But here comes the lifted command center to get that natural. Oh god, those last two lurkers got some pretty good spies off actually. Okay, he's gonna clean it up, but he does lose a fair amount of troops. Max is still perfectly fine with 64 food going up against 64 food. Oh, the Nuclear is about to attack. They see the starport. Oh, are they going to take out that turret? Okay, the turret buys time, and of course Cameron covers the main base while that's happening. Max was trying to kind of do a double attack, one from the face, one from the butt, and it didn't really accomplish much. He's still fine, I will say. He's still fine. He's got plenty of money. And I think he does need to remake those lurkers that he lost, because he really needs to have those outside of his expansions in order to feel safe right now. He's still way ahead in money, which is a good thing for him. But Cameron knows how to persevere with Terran, so be careful there. Be careful. You don't know what could happen. So I'm saying through all of this, there's so many ZVT matches that these guys have done between each other that they really know each other at this point. So I love how they each kind of have their own, let's say their own inner strategy of like, how am I going to reduce, how am I going to be a step ahead of them mentally and in the game.
I can't build there. I can't build there.
See, I kind of go for a mix of, let's see, what do I go for?
Good to go, sir.
I kind of go for a mix of macro plays, a mix of all-in plays, but I would say I've kind of been doing some more cheesy and all-in plays that I'm not too proud of. But I'm kind of just experimenting. If we were to get serious in a money match, I don't know if I would do all those risky things. So, all right. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Only one tank. Max really needs to deal with this one tank. I think he has enough troops. He's got 4 lurkers. Oh. How many meters? 10 meters, that's perfect. Okay, let's try to snipe that science vessel. Can we try to bring it back? Got it. And then he runs back. Good move. Now Cameron doesn't have detection. He's going to have to use scans if he wants to take out the 2 lurkers. I don't think he knows how many lurkers are left right now. He did see that there were 2 that went down. Okay, reuses that. Okay. Was that not a command group on a scanner? I think that's a mistake there. He does see one more. Oh, he's trying to push in. This is the hard part about the marine micro. You really want to spread them out as like to make them perpendicular to the locals. It's really hard to do that. Oh, here come the mules to clean things up. 2 more marines coming reinforcement. Oh, I think Max has just enough to take it out, but it'd be better if he brought the wings and the lurkers forward now to make sure that the mutas don't die as much. But I think he's got enough, and he's going to take down enough. And I think that's it with Cameron's push, and now that gives Max a bigger advantage, I think you could say. I think really Max, one of the things that he can do now is just stay on top of his upgrades and his tech, and I think that he's just going to become unkillable at this point. You see how much money he has right now. I really think that he's getting that third base has really given him a better look there. I don't think Cameron even knows that the third base is up right now. No, he doesn't. And so, had he tried to push to the third base, I'm not sure how that would have turned out, considering that that's just the longest travel distance that you have to go. And Terran being the least mobile race, you really need to be decisive with your attacks. So if you're going to go all the way across the map, you better get something done. Oh man, the game's speeding up, so I'm talking faster, guys. I'm talking faster. Okay. So where are we at this point? We've got Max has a boatload of money right now on 3 bases. He's got a little bit of lurkers outside of his natural to defend. And his army size isn't huge, but he has the money to really explode soon. So I'd love to see a couple more hatcheries drop down from him. And Cameron, unfortunately, is starting to run out of time, I think. I think he really needs to get a decent count of... He needs to get a decent count of vessels up. And on top of that, I think his bio ball has really shrunk down in size, unfortunately. I do see the Defiler Mound coming up. See, Max is learning each time he loses, and he's lost quite a few in recent matches with Cameron. So this is really him. This game is really him showing that he's learned from different ways that Terran can kill you in the later game. He's really made sure that Cameron can't move out comfortably. He saw that he was able to get kind of close to the outside of the natural, but basically lost everything on his way there.
Not enough minerals.
I think had Cameron known that that third base was there, I don't think that push would have happened. Meaning, I don't think he would have stepped out. I think he would have just tried to get bigger, or he would have tried to go for the third. Maybe try to get his own third. But I really like seeing how these guys are playing right now in this first game. I wonder how long of a match we've had so far. We're probably at the 35-minute point, I would say. And interesting thing about this point, this is where Max gets pretty trigger happy with his pushes. He's got the money to back it up right now, though. He put himself in a good spot that he can be a little more greedy with his troops. He can be a little more generous with throwing lings at him. He can remake a lot of his army. But he's just going to have to kind of cross his T's and dot his I's with getting his macro cycles working. Look at that. Transfer drones to the third. Still no fourth base, but I really think that a fourth base is overrated in this situation. He has all the tech that he needs. I think a fourth base would give Cameron a window to actually attack. So not getting the fourth base actually keeps Max in better control. I think what we see here is the mineral bank and the gas bank is overflowing, and that is probably because I saw that Ultralist Den drop. So I think we're going to see a lot of Ultralists coming out soon. A lot of Ultralists. Oh, here comes a drop. Overlords. He's got so many Overlords in that drop that he probably needs more troops. Okay. Here comes the drop. Oh, parachute drop. Maybe work better, but I don't know. Ryan was there and he was ready for that. He was absolutely ready for that.
Evolution complete.
Now Ron is growing. He's grown a bit bigger. He's growing
Not
in
enough minerals.
strength here.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
We've got a very high chance of Dark Swarm or Plague coming up. I think a Defiler just loaded in there, so Max might try a move to try and ferry these troops in. Ooh, Cameron got he got quick sight of those Defilers. And he really doesn't want to get plagued right now. He really does not want that. That would probably destroy his game. So he really would not want to. Oh, fuck that.
Research complete.
That would be a very, very tragic situation. I want to see more science vessels right now, though. I think the irradiates are going to be needed. Irradiate is needed right now. Okay, here's one irradiate. Here's a nice little Dark Swarm, so that he can unload his troops into the Dark Swarm. What a nice idea that is. Here comes a... Did he drop the second Dark Swarm? He might be looking for it.
Base is under attack.
Dark Swarm, but that actually is even better. He's gonna run back. He's able to get the defenders in there. Oh, this drop is getting pretty annoying for Cameron. I think he still has the ability to deal with it right now, but the more lings that get ferried in, the more Dark Swarms that happen, it's gonna start to snowball into something bad. Max has a bunch of money right now. I really wish he could pop a million overlords. Okay, but the natural base of Cameron is so well protected that I think he can definitely handle this actually. And now we see Cameron actually jump ahead in food, which is pretty good for him now. That's how Terran's supposed to be. So I think that this game, you know, Max had a bit of a lead, but I think with some of these pushes, they just haven't worked out as well. So, you know, with the initial lurker push that gave Cameron some time to like push back, and then now here with the Defilers trying to ferry in, it looked like it was going to be good initially. I think using a play could have been a juicier play, but he still has more lings in his base. He does have to deal with this. And now a couple of turrets are going to get knocked down. Max has all the money he wants to make things. It looks like maybe he has some Guardian Morphing, which is going to a really, really good spot to do it, because in that their range is so good that those Marines just aren't going to be able to reach. And I don't really think... Oh, Cameron does have two wraiths here covering the back of his natural base, but it really... He's going to have to end up moving those once he starts seeing the Guardians morph. Oh, such a good game right now. Both people supply blocked. Oh god, this is interesting. Okay, brings in the Overlord to try to get some irradiate damage on a little bit of friendly fire from Cameron's tank that is shooting there. But I would say that Cameron is, even though there's all this harassment going on, I think Cameron put himself in a position to be really strong now as Terran, so he's in a good position. I think that now the pressure really is on Max to get damage. Once he got that, this is probably... Oh, here come the mutas. Oh, and they're going to cut off the race, but the race have cloaks, so we actually can't really do any damage to it. That's actually a super, super clutch move. And the Overlord isn't there, so he has to move back. That would have put a lot of damage, I think, on that natural expansion. Although I see that Cameron has a lot of his bio that's still defending the top ramp, but also there's enough troops to really be defending there. Here comes an Overlord. Now the vision is on them. Those wraiths are going to go down so quickly because they're like paper. Look at that. The two wraiths are just going to pulp. Goes the weasel. And pop goes the weasel. Okay, this is a little scary right now for Cameron. He really has to deal with his air, but I don't know if that's a good idea to go for the turrets. He doesn't have enough. Does he have the upgrades to just shield the damage? I think he's gonna try to take out that tank and then move back. Yeah. At what cost though? He's losing one unit. He lost another. Okay, just 1 units for one tank. Hopefully he doesn't lose more. Okay, he loses a couple more. Alright. The macro really needs to get going for Max. We need to see macro Max here. He's sitting at 3,000 mins, 2,000 gas. We really need some Ultralisk, something crazy here. Yes, and here we go. Ask and you shall receive. Here comes a bunch of Ultralisks and Defilers. Okay, Cameron is trying to set up and get comfortable here. Okay, oh, he's going to be able to pick at the Guardians. The Guardians are going to have to, like, just push forward and try to get damage, and there's no other air defense to go along with it because there is no Devour from what I see. One Defiler in the mix. I don't know if... maybe try to throw a Plague or something. But I think Max is kind of losing his position here on Cameron, although the Guardians start pushing in. Cameron's actually making a C-shaped move with his bio to try to sandwich the Guardians as they step in. And there's a Wraith from the back hitting it. I mean, those Guardians are maybe going to kill some bio, but they're all going to die here, it looks like. And then here moves forward with the Mutas, trying to snap that vessel. Following it. Just one hit on the vessel. Okay, so half damage and all the Mutas die. Max doesn't see. Max doesn't see all of the things put. And Max doesn't see that group of Mutas that died. Ooh. Okay, Ultralisk are popping. He's got tons of money. He really just has to stay on top of macro. Okay, fourth base is cooking because the gas geysers, the first two gases that he got were really early, so eventually those are gonna get low. So good timing getting the fourth. But Cameron is on the move, so Defilers are going to be Max's best friend here as they move out. But there's three of them with no troop support. Okay, yeah, okay. Runs them back. Okay, very good. Very important that he keeps those. I think Nidus Canal is really what Max is needing. I don't know if he's really done many Hive Tech late games like this to know when to put the Nidus down, but I think the earlier you do with Hive Tech, the better. Okay, this is going to be interesting because the Overlords are with the army to deal with the Cloaked Race. However, Max does have drops, so he could potentially accidentally put some troops in his Overlords if he's not careful. So that is one thing to be careful about. That's one of the weird idiosyncrasies of the game. Is like trying to get. It's almost like not having all of the different sides on your plate touching. Zerg has to do a lot of that in the late game. This is probably the hardest. This is the moment where Zerg really doesn't become. It really isn't easy anymore. None of this is easy anymore for Zerg. I still wouldn't say that this is super easy for Cameron, but he is much more comfortable now with his position. Now he is only on 2 base, so I do see that he is getting a side carriage expansion, so that is going to be a good idea. I see troops moving out. He spots the third, possibly. I think he sees where the expansion is going, and he's going to meet these perfectly, I think. The Firebats need to run back with the medics so that they don't get picked off, because they can do tons of damage in this. Can the fire throwing these spells off before he gets killed? Here comes another one walking up, but I think one of them's just going to get sniped. Yeah, and here comes a Dark Swarm, but he does have some Firebats underneath it. He is going to have to move his Marine and medic away from it. Max has all the troops that he needs to deal with it, but he has to bring them all together. It's a really difficult part about Zerg right now in this situation. You're really under a lot of stress when you see the bio coming with all that DPS. You have to throw the spells down, get the troops under the Dark Swarm, keep making more troops. This is getting rough for Cameron, actually, having to move back. You know, Max is doing a pretty solid job. He coming in with early third is what really is giving Max some help here. See how his supply jumped right back in the lead as he hatched the Ultralisk. So he's pushing this army back. It's so difficult for Terran to start moving out once Zerg has everything they need. You see what those upgrades are like right now for both of them. The upgrade matchup is really, really important once Ultralisks are out there. If Ultralisks have the advantage in upgrades, they just smash bio. They absolutely smash it. We got a good game on our hands, guys, for game 1. Please stick around for game 2. To all you guys watching, let me know if you guys are enjoying this. Give me a thumbs up. Give this thing a follow. Gentan's gonna add a little bit of texture to the whole stream as the observer of all this. It's kind of cool. I'm in commentary and Gentan's in observer mode in her she doesn't have a chamber like I do. I have my own chamber here. She's got the she's like she's our technician. All right. It's a lot of Scourge right now, guys. So picking off the air units of Terran is gonna start to bring a lot of value for Max. He has enough Scourge that he doesn't. It's so. I think in StarCraft 64, it's overrated to try to get little pairs of Scourge to split off all at once. Just make sure that you kill the thing that you're trying to kill. I was doing a little bit of ringing around the rosy with his Scourge, but he was able to run him back and be a little safer with it. So I like that. I like that.
Not enough minerals.
We got some fun stuff ahead of us, though. This is only game 1 of all the madness. Isn't that crazy? These guys really go at it, man. I think so. Let me give you an analysis of how the game's going right now and what needs to happen. I think Cameron is in a more dire situation. Him losing that army that stepped out to try and push that third, it did not get enough damage to Max's economy. No drone losses for Zerg makes Max not oh boy. No, I'm serious, but like if you don't lose any drones as Zerg in the earlier stages of the game, you feel fantastic. Here comes the Dark Swarm push. Now there's 2 Ultralisks and I think some lanes coming up in the rear, maybe? Okay, now they're trailing a little bit further back, but I think that this is just... You notice that the food has gone up right now for Cameron, actually, compared to Max's, but Max is microing so hard with his attack. He's getting a lot of good damage. He's going to be able to make a lot of Ultralisks once he's able to handle this. I wonder if Plague has been used very much. I do see a lot of red, but I don't know if that's Lings popping or Plague being thrown. Oh my! This is some crazy shit. Okay.
Your
Alright, he
forces
steps
are
out of the
under
dark
attack.
swarm here. He's able to kind of avoid that. The defiler is still underneath it, so this is still very much a problem for Cameron. It makes him want to think twice about mining right now from the
Not enough minerals.
what is it? The side carriage, but
Base is
unfortunately
under
he
attack.
has to mine from there because no, he's still got a decent amount of money right there at the natural, so he's hoping for something good.
Our forces are under attack.
Got a fun game on our hands. Oh god, guys, here's something I've noticed too. We've got the gas bank is running low for Max. He did use everything in his toolkit for the hive tank. So he's just gotta get that fourth gas online.
Your forces are under
Really
attack.
needing that fourth gas. He has the full base. But fourth gas will be able to keep this push going, and Cameron will forever be stuck in the of not being able to push out. And then slowly but steadily Max will have the map control to just take over.
Our forces are under attack.
So here's what I'm liking about Max's play right now in this game is he set himself up in the earlier game with his opener and with getting the early third that he's now enabled himself to just keep the push going and going and going.
Your forces are under attack.
Like this is like, of course, knowing Max too. These pushes are never going to end at this point. He has enough leeway where he can just keep forcing the issue. So I gotta say that this is a very dire situation for the Terran as the Lings are starting to chip off SCVs. Oh no! You gotta pull them off and try to pull them back so that the Marines can cut off the Lings and get some kills.
Not enough minerals. Base is under attack.
Man, we've got a lot. What's going on? I want to see what Cameron's trying to do with those dropships. Those really need to do some damage. They need to get some value. That's 100 for all that. Command center's got a lift. That's when you know that it is almost GG at this point for having to lift your command center, especially if you're on one base money compared to 4. Ooh. Oh, it's just starting to get painful for the Terran. The Dark Swarm just keeps coming. Can the troops... Can Max rally a giant amount of troops to just send him packing? So you see more coming down. Max is gonna keep forcing that issue. That's what he has to do at this point. This is definitely the situation where you want to keep pushing. This is not when you want to just sit back
Your
as
forces
Zerg.
are under attack.
You want to make sure Terran never feels comfortable again after they have to lift up their command center.
Not enough
So this is
minerals.
gonna a little bit. He's got his troops on hold. Yeah, he needs to bring those in. He's gonna have to try to use the medics to do some serious body
Not
blocking.
enough energy.
I just don't see a lot of Marines. Only 7 Marines to
Forces
fight.
are under attack.
7 Marines and 1 Wraith. It's definitely not enough for 2 Ultralisks and all those Lings coming in. Do we have any upgrades for
Your forces are under attack.
Okay. We have 2 attack for the Ultralisks. No armor. The Ultralisks are actually getting smoked because that armor upgrade is not up. That is a vital thing that you have to have as Zerg when you're going Ultralisk, is getting that +2 carapace before you even make Ultralisk. You have to just get that right away. That's almost as necessary as Zergling's speed in a way. Like, the Ultralisks basically are really, really bad without that +2 armor upgrade. Alright, so here we go. Oh, here comes Cameron running it back. So I will say, you know, Max is still doing fine, and Cameron does have the chance to get some damage. The mutas have kind of stopped, and he's starting to have some air superiority. Here comes the drop. Ooh, that could be scary. That could be very scary, especially because Max is going with his own drops and Cameron has a race on top of it. You know, Terran can still survive right now on one base cooking. He's trying to get some damage and he's cutting off a lot of overlords. He's going right to the main and he's got all these science vessels to kind of keep him.
Not enough
Oh, he's gonna
energy.
throw some irradiates. Maybe a D matrix for that. Oh, he's gonna see that there's spores there, so that's not the best spot to drop that. Oh man, the natural expansion was much better spot to go. Oh, he can't lose these vessels. This army is too valuable to lose quickly, so Cameron's gonna have to do some good micro here. Here comes one Ultralist that's also gonna cause some harassment, but there's no supporting troops right now.
Not enough
Max is going to try to get some
energy.
run by damage while also trying to deal with his drop. I think he's definitely focused on what he needs to do. So this is still turning out okay. He's going to have to resupply that army that just died with the drop going on. Looks like there's two barracks trying to wall it off, and those Ultralists running in are going to start getting blocked off. But are there any troops at all to defend
Base is under
the
attack.
natural expansion? I think they're just starting to walk up. Cameron is getting some damage. It is going to have to get stopped here by Max. He really can't let like all of his team
Not
down there.
enough energy. Your forces are
A
under
little scary.
attack.
Here comes a lurker to run through and fuck everything
energy.
up. This is a super good play from Max. Super good play.
Your forces are under
Yes,
attack.
he has to deal with that. How do we play this game on StarCraft 64?
Not
Oh,
enough energy.
through lots of practice, my friend. First time in the chat, how you doing? On a 64 controller, it's possible. We have
Not enough energy.
practiced enough where you can control your troops
Not
and
enough energy.
set command groups and map locations.
Upgrade
We
complete.
got a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, man, you should check our stream and see our recorded game. It's pretty cool. By the way, these guys can't see each other's screens, so it's playing totally blind. But we have the luxury of being able to watch both.
Not enough energy.
Yes.
Your
Yes, so
forces are
that
under
is
attack.
James Tan moderating the chat here. James brings a good online presence to the Twitch stream.
Your forces are under
Shout out
attack.
to James Tan.
Base is under attack.
Shout out to our guy. I'm sorry, man. It's hard for me to read right now what the chat is. I think the first 4 letters are Kane, so I'm just gonna call you Kane. Shout
Your
out to you.
forces are
Man.
under attack.
Okay. Oh, so let's get back to business, man. 'Cause there's so much shit going on. Cameron's food is dropping dramatically. So these ferry drops, ferrying in the Zergling troops
Base
at
is under attack.
that stomach. Increase volume, yes. Sorry. I think the game volume gets a little crazy once all the action starts going on. So we got a huge lead right now for Zerg. It looks like it's almost GG time. All of these drops that keep getting ferried into Cameron's main are really starting to be a problem. Here you're also seeing that they're trying to deal with that drop in the main base for that Terran has that bio army still there with all those medics healing. Oh god, there's like 3 different spots that are being attacked. Okay, but this is around GG because I don't know if I see any workers left for Terran. Okay. Alright guys, thank you all for staying for this game. It's got
Base is under attack.
got maybe a little bit left to go, but game 1 is gonna go to our Zerg player, DaywalkerNinja. We got a best of 3, so stick around for more. And we're probably gonna take a short break in between, but because this has been a pretty long game, you give them a little bit of time. But impressive showing from our boy DaywalkerNinja. I think there goes the white flag and GG. Game 1 goes to DaywalkerNinja, guys. Player 1, Zerg 1, Terran 0. Alright guys, game 2 starting back up. Alright guys, I'll let you think about that last match while I finish off my chili and then get right back into commentary here. Game 2, we starting off, and we've got cross spawns actually. We've got Cameron at the bottom, Terran at the south spawn, Zerg at the north. Now these are the hardest expansions to defend, and north spawn is a really hard main to defend. So there's a lot of things to consider in a cross spawn matchup because sometimes the greedy opening tends to be good. We'll see. We'll see what these guys want to do. Guys, game's just getting started. See an early extractor trick from Max. Looks like he's going to delay his spawning pool a little bit to get an extra drone. And I think supply depot going down. So we'll give it a little bit of time until we see what these guys want to do in the second match. Whether they go a different style or if they want to try to do what they did before, just stronger.
Not enough minerals.
Alright, sorry about that, guys. Had to use the head. Now I'm back. That's fine, because game is just starting. We got our spawning pool down and our barracks down. And an early gas, mind you. Pretty early gas from Max here. You might want to go fast tech.
SCV good to go, sir.
Possibly fast tech, but on top of that, not just fast tech, but maybe get a fast circling speed. That could bring some trouble.
SCV good to go, sir.
Man, from the other room I can hear these guys slapping the bass. I hear all the good stuff. Let me see something. Hey Gentan, is my mic on? Or I'm just looking at the audio mixer and I see it's like low.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Oh, it's mic auto. Okay. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Alright, guys. I think you guys can... I trust that Gen Tan can make it so that I'm being heard loud and clear. I think that was already fixed in the last game. Okay, guys. Alright, so we do have an expansion. We have a couple of lings coming out. Still trying to figure out where each other are. And Cameron is sitting tight here. Sitting nice and tight.
I can't build there.
Alright guys, well I'm having a lot of fun commentating these games. I look forward to doing more with you guys. Yep, you guys are going to see this on YouTube. Give us a follow at Professional StarCraft 64. My name is Samwise. I also have a stream, Samwise Streaming. I've been meaning to get on that.
Not enough minerals.
Yep, we've got
Job finished.
pretty similar opener, I would say, so far. Has Lairtech been started? I'm not sure.
You want a piece of me, boy?
He might be banking the gas to try and get a big pop of mutas. Yep, Lairtech is on the way.
Job finished.
So another One Rax Academy opening. Cameron's not going to know that he's cross-spawned, so this is interesting.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Alright, Hydralisk Den is down again. I think Max might want to go with the same strategy. It's proven well in recent games, so I like the way that's going.
Not enough minerals.
Alright guys, fast engineering bay there. It's a really quick engineering bay. I think maybe he's going to try to get a quick armor or attack upgrade. And we have Max with his natural being ready.
We require more minerals.
Cameron does his first move out. He's not going to see the Zerglings. He does want to make sure he has the fire bats with him. I think Max has a number of lings right now. I think the SCV just ran by and he didn't notice, but... Okay. 6 Zerglings against 5 Marines and the 2 medics is the secret sauce. That's really what helps them. He's trying to pick off the SCV going into the trying to do some scouting. Don't find anything there. This is something where if you want to do a One Rax Academy timing push, then you have to know where your opponent is, obviously. So in this case, you know, Cameron's ability to have a timing push is kind of ruined because he doesn't really know where Max is. Unless he guessed blindly from the cross spawn, but I think he's okay. He's hoping that it is a close spawn. See where he goes from here. Max is putting up some sunken defense. He's got 3 cooking to make sure that he's well protected. And looks like he's got a couple of Hydralisks to sit there and possibly cover the ramp with lurkers, if necessary.
SCV good to go, sir.
Cameron looks really good in terms of his full count, though. 32 to 19 right now. Investing in 3 Sunkens this early could be could take a hit to Max's economy, but nonetheless, it'll keep him safe at his natural expansion. So I think that's a good thing to mention. Okay, Spire is up. Hydralisk Den. I don't know if Lurker attack is ready. But if you did have Lurk attack, then the comm stat is just being made right now, so Cameron would have time for one scan. If he was able to get... Okay, so the Lurker upgrade is almost done. And he's going to bring those out to the ramp. Okay, this is kind of a crucial moment. Is Max able to hold with these two Lurkers on the ramp? You really want to make sure that those are cut off. Okay, he sees the troops now. Waiting for the upgrade to be done. And now he's got it. Okay, he can only do one at a time because he doesn't have a whole lot of troops. Okay, and he makes two. Perfect stop right there. He can try to kill a Hydralisk if he wants to, but that would be... Oh, and the Sunken from the low ground is able to take shots. Okay. Sunken hits. Ooh. If the added hits of the Sunken, it made it a little bit better. But I think Cameron might be... Teflon Ron might be regretting this decision later, but we'll see if he's able to get any damage as these Lurkers are being made. He is able to get a run by. There is a Sunken there, and that's quickly melting his Marines, maybe? Oh, the Fire Bats are looking to get some drone kills, and they do! Okay, more drones fall. Oh, this is actually becoming a pretty serious attack. Okay. Max is going to be fine after this, but he's losing too many drones. Oh, man, he's about to lose every drone at his... Oh, wow. Loses every drone at the main base. That is costly. I don't know how those Marines were able to get through, but that was a very, very sneaky maneuver that Cameron was able to pull off.
You want a piece of me, boy?
The medics and the fire bats, those really made the difference right there.
Are under attack.
Alright, so far no mutas out, but the Max has, you know, the Spire and the Hydralisk Den up already, so that is pretty early to have that. So he can try to put on a little bit of counter pressure as he tries to get his drone count back up, because that was serious. He just lost every drone on that. He's down to... Okay. Good thing you're Zerg, right? You can just make 10 drones and have it be no problem. But that was a bit scary right there, wasn't it? With Terran, you know, even had he knocked out the spawning pool or the Hydralisk Den, the game's not finished at that point. You know, Max was still perfectly defended at his natural, so none of that was getting touched. You know, killing all those drones does buy Cameron some time. I said that he likely might regret this maneuver, and he's gonna be regretting it much later on in the match, possibly. Now there's 2 lurkers attacking from the low ground. I don't know if that's gonna be able to kill the turret, but I'm not sure if that bunker is in range of the lurker that's down there. He has vision, he's just not able to get any shots. Okay, so the vision's lost now, so I think he needs to, well, one, he needs to heal that turret, definitely.
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, so Max is able to recover after taking some damage because the lurkers are up. So I think that this was a bit of an overextension here. Yep, the 2 lurkers go down, and I don't think much gets lost, so a pretty damn good job there defending those 2 lurkers, I would say.
Spawn more overlords.
Alright, we got a pretty feisty one on our hands, guys. This is fun.
Job's finished.
Need a light? Spawn more overlords.
This game has had a lot more action in it than the previous one. A lot more wing pushes, marine move out.
Job's finished.
Need a light. Oh man, there's so many different routes that Cameron can go now. So now we see the factory, and we're siege mode is on the way. Hopefully he'll be able to deal with some more of these lurkers that are coming down into his natural expansion, which he doesn't have yet. So still on 1 base Terran against a 2 base Zerg. The time is really ticking to make a move on Terran's side to see if you can get more damage or just go for an expansion. It's really, these lurkers are going to start persisting as it goes on. He's able to deal with the first 2 lurkers really well, but let's see how he deals with these 2. And here comes a scan. He got 1 fire bat in the front, trying to do some splash damage. One of them gets down right away, and wow. He kills 2 lurkers with no damage taken. What a game. What a game, man. Alright, Cameron is definitely coming to play in the second one. In the second game, he's looking good. I think he's going to have to start defending against mutas soon. That could be coming anytime soon. As Terran, you want to make sure that you have all your bases covered. Okay, guys. It looks like the push is continuing. So he's going to start to push out. He's going to try to get some map control, trying to choke Max outside of his natch, but he's gonna be able to maybe drop a 3rd. Is he? Is the drone coming with him? Oh, he needs to throw a scan down. The lurker is getting some good shots right now. Lurker's getting good shots. Oh no. Can the Marines take it down? No, the scan runs out and he has to scan again, but he's probably going to be able to kill it after that, and he does. 2 lurkers are going to keep morphing. The mutas just start coming out, but they need to wait to have a critical mass for them to start actually doing any fighting against these guys. As a Wraith is being made now by Ron, here comes a tank that's also pushing up into the battle, and a couple of Lings are trying to cut off some of the Marines and the reinforcements coming through, but man, if he's able to kill these 2 lurker eggs, then he's going to be able to get a solid positioning, I think, on Max. And so this could put Terran in a little more of a threatening spot. Here's one of them that dies right away. He's going to have to scan, and he's able to, and Max is able to force him to waste the scan now. Now he doesn't have the mana to do it. Oh no. He somehow is able to kill it before throwing down the scan. Oh my. I wasn't sure if he was going to have the time, if he was going to have the timing to do that. Here comes one tank trying to push in. Max is he's going to have to start, he's going to have to chip at this army and using a muta, pushing one. Okay, he's got 2 mutas going at the tank. He's trying to kill that tank. 3 Sunkens are going to take a while for one tank to go through, but this gives Cameron the time to set up and try to defend. And try to defend, try to get some reinforcements coming down. We have a Wraith on the way, and we also have a Science Vessel on the way. Here comes another tank. Another tank outside of the natural expansion, and he's got a island that he's setting up in the corner. This is a really, really good game that Cameron is putting out right now. I think that if I were to predict right now, I think that he's going to be able to keep this contain going And this is going to be a big challenge for Max, I think, to be able to push out of this.
Job's finished.
He's now starting to have the Wraith come in and do some work. Oh no, here comes the Wraith. Is he going to need to make a spore colony here? There's only one sunken left. He's going to be able to bust through here. Oh my god, I think Cameron's just going to get a smooth victory here. This hatchery cannot die for Max to stay alive. Losing this base is going to cause too much pain. Oh no. Fire bats get in there on the drones, and it looks like they do. Then I think this is a GG situation right here. There's not much drones at all remaining, so this is gonna. I think this is gonna wipe out Max. Guys, we might be going to game 3 here pretty soon. Oh, he kills the lurker before he burrows. That's so frustrating. 3 lurkers still being made at the ramp. I don't think he's going to be able to run down with those lurkers. I think he has to keep it at his ramp and try to just keep things going. Oh man, this is so frustrating. This is a pinned position for Zerg, which is getting pretty difficult. Oh, there's detection there. I don't think running in 3 lurkers with no Ling support is going to help. He's got all the detection and the DPS he needs to deal with that. And now he can just run in and kill everything. That's GG. Wow. 20-minute game. Good counter pressure from Terran. Okay, guys. Game 3. 3, 2, 1, fighting. Game 3, guys. Ooh, good spawn for Terran. This is a good game 3 spawn for Teflon Ron. And I think Max getting the south spawn. I think with Zerg it's okay. I think with other races it kind of sucks. So we'll see if that becomes an issue in terms of their spawning location. But the reason why I like the east spawn for Terran is that they can kind of make a bit of a choke outside of their natural, a bit easier than the other expansions. I think on the west spawn, obviously on the west spawn you can make a Ling type wall inside the main of your base, but if you plan on expanding, that makes it a bit challenging.
SCV good to go, sir.
Alright guys, this is going to be a fun match.
SCV good to go, sir.
Alright guys, game 3 is getting started, and we've had some good matches so far. We had kind of a macro based game in the first one. Max was able to get a lot of expansions. He was able to shut down the pushes that Cameron had. And he was able to keep the pressure on in the late game when he needed to. He had just enough upgrades, and he had all the tech at his disposal to kind of slowly chip away. There wasn't like any big main maneuver in particular that really won him the game. It was just solid keeping the troops going, keeping the tech mixed, making it difficult for Ron to move out. And sometimes that's all you need is Zerg to really get a win against Terran when you're able to buy yourself the time. So here comes a 10 pool from Max with an Overlord. It's a pretty nice, good drone count for the opener. Not a lot of us really do many fast expansions. Those tend to be a bit more taboo at times. But we know that that's the standard in on the PC version. It's just our Zergs and our Terrans, they can be aggressive sometimes. They can be very, very aggressive. So we'll see when Max gets his gas, actually. Haven't seen a gas yet. Here it comes. Right on cue. I think Cameron dropped his barracks a little bit later so he can get a couple extra SCVs. That's kind of a smart move. I like that. I like that idea. Max trying to find where his opponent is. He's gonna find out. And now this is not a very far travel distance, I must say. It's not a very far travel distance, so I'd like to see if any early game shenanigans occurs. And who knows? I mean, this is game 3, so if people want to risk it for the biscuit, go on ahead. I tend to like to do that when it gets to a crunch time situation. You throw something aggressive that, whether you win or lose, it kind of puts you in the driver's seat, so you at least have some power to fight that. Okay, let's try to get a little bit of damage on the Marine before he can run away. Let's see if he can get out of there. Nope, doesn't make it. But he does see where he is, and Cameron still has to figure out where Max is. Where is DaywalkerNinja? Alright, so Cameron's trying to get his SCVs and Marines at a nice hold position at the ramp. Trying to get that ASAP so that he doesn't just dive straight out to Lings. Here's a very fast Lear Tech from Max. So he goes Lair Tech before any second hatchery. Before any second hatchery, I'm pretty impressed with that. Or, I don't know if I'm impressed. I think I'm just intrigued. Impressed would be, I'm impressed that he had the micro with the Ling Lurker combination bust through. That would be an impressive move, but this is a very curious move, because will we see a Hydra Den as the Lair Tech is cooking? Because then that will kind of give you an indication of what it is, but okay, he's got good money right now.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Okay, going for one SCV. Is he able to heal? Oh, he's able to get the repair down. That's actually pretty sweet. Okay, he's able to buy a little bit more time. SCV still goes down, but all the Lings die, and this is actually a pretty comfortable spot now for old Teflon Ron, actually. Very, very nice. Okay, he's going to bring some more SCVs down. Okay, so losing those Lings is kind of crucial, because you're on one base and you dropped your Spire. So this is a very, very tech-heavy play. I wonder how it's going to pay off. You're only on one base money. You don't have any Lings. If you make Sunkens, that'll really take a dip into your economy. So I wonder if Cameron is able to... I wonder if Teflon Ron is able to find where Max is, because I think that this is a pretty vulnerable spot right now. There is a little bit of a timing window here to do some damage. So I am kind of intrigued right now as to... Okay, so a Hydroden and a Spire on one base. This is a really tech-heavy play right now that we're seeing. You know, it makes sense in a way, because, you know, Cameron's been going pretty fast tech off of one barracks, but He actually makes his second barracks this time. I kind of like that move.
Require more minerals.
He was able to deny that, so that's pretty good. So I wonder if he knows from the direction of Max's troops where they came from, that he knows where DaywalkerNinja is. Oh, I did not see that secret hatchery that DaywalkerNinja has. Okay. Speaking of ninja, he's got a Ninja Expo. I don't want to yell that because I don't want to be like, ninja. That would make it like, hey guys, this is what he has. Don't want to be that. Don't want to be that person. Okay, this is kind of a scary bio army that Cameron has right now. If he pushed out right now at this base, like, if he knows where it is, he is gonna, like, have some pretty favorable trades, but he's still blind right now. He doesn't know where he is exactly. Do you guess? Or do you just sit there? Double the supply, yeah. Falling behind a little bit because it was an early tech play on one base, and then he lost all 6 of his Zerglings in the early battle. So he had to resupply that. He made all the tech buildings. That's gonna make your food count pretty low. Look at this, 37. Oh man, I really like how Terran looks right now. If only they knew where their opponent was. But I think, all right, I think that SCV is gonna find the spawn location. He's got another Marine that's checking other spots. Okay, he's taking a Marine out there. That's pretty smart. The Lurker actually comes up in perfect time, so this is actually going to kill any timing push for the Terran. The tech was quick enough, basically. Okay. I think, alright, so he sees the 2 Lurker eggs moving and then moves right back to his bunker and throws a turret down. So, a wise decision to not try to press the issue. I know that in the game you just saw that somehow worked, being able to get through, but I think in this scenario, DaywalkerNinja is much more adept to what could pressure him. He actually is pushing out. I think maybe he's just gonna threaten the map location to kind of contain, do a soft contain, and then maybe try to run back. Or, you know, this is starting to actually look like he's gonna go for a factory. Yeah, this is starting to look like a mega contain outside of the main base and building tanks on top of it. And he's got pretty solid defense back at home, so he knows nothing like Jon Snow about that ninja expansion. So this is gonna be an interesting third game for sure. For sure. Alright guys. Plenty of drones now for DaywalkerNinja. You see that food count is starting to rise. Starting to rise in the food count. I still really like Teflon Ron's position here. Does he have the mana for a scan though? This could be dangerous. He does. He's gotta get those troops out. Good snipe on the Lurker. He's gonna get one more. He gets one more. Oh man, second scanned already. He is so ready for this. He's so ready for it. Man. I think DaywalkerNinja needs to be a little more careful with those Lurkers. It's really not that much damage just creeping one Lurker up there and getting a couple of spines. There's There's better ways to do it, I think. I think once you just get 5 of them and then kill it all with a group of lings and 5 lurkers, you can kill all of that. He's gonna try to leapfrog him up, but he's gonna take damage here. This is too close. This is within the turret's range, and he has a scan off. Uh-oh. Oh no. You see a little bit of tilt going on right now. You see a little bit of tilt. And breaking this one is actually kind of deadly right now. He's actually going to start pushing forward. Oh, out of scans. Okay. Man, a really early comstat is paying off so well right now for Cannon. The early, yeah, very ogre-y style, yeah. Yep. You know, I think that what the reflex is to do when you see an army outside of your base is the second you get your troops come out, you try to kill the army immediately. But it really requires taking a step back and then kind of looking at, all right, well, how much do I need to actually kill all of this and have it be a good trade for me? I would say at this point, with the bunker being up, you probably need about 4 lurkers and a group of lings. So now, right now we have 2. Well, we have 1 right now with half health and another one morphing. So these lurker maneuvers are actually kind of costing. Yeah, the N64 version is low res. Yeah. Now, I did hear that there is going to be a Nintendo 64 coming with 4K, but I'm not sure when that's actually going to be available. Yeah, bear with us if it's that. Okay, the 2 lurkers are moving back a little bit. This is kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. This is a pretty threatening position. I wonder, with the secret base, this is kind of the variable that can kind of change the game on its head. You also see him going for a quick third. Okay, these lurkers on the high ground are actually going to do work unless he has a scan. Does he have the scan to get any? Nope. Nope, no scan energy. Alright, he's just gonna have to repair the bunker and try to keep that going. Hopefully no splash damage happens on that SCV trying to repair, because if he loses that bunker, it's gonna be a lot easier to break that position. Hydralisk range being upgraded. Got 3 lurkers hitting that. He's probably gonna need another SCV to hit that. He's got a decent lurker account that he can try to accumulate the army to smash that and then turn the game around. He hasn't lost any drones to any of these fights, so it's not hurting his economy. He just hasn't really been able to mass a critical number of lurkers and lings to try to kill this bio that's sitting outside of his door. It's going to become more and more of an issue as tanks and air units and other things start coming up. We got 3 SCVs now, 2, that one that just died repairing the bunker. I think the bunker is probably on its last legs. And the engineering base starting to get vision. He actually has enough SCVs to repair it so that it doesn't die, I think. No, it's actually going to die. Oh, he almost did. I don't know if he killed any lurkers right now. Oh, the frame. Oh, you mean the speed of the game looking slower? Yeah, so if that's what you're referring to, when you have the game on full speed, it doesn't really add up to the same speed that you normally see on a PC. So I play on the PC as well. I'm not very good, but the main adjustment is the lag. Oh, the frame rate. We got Gentan working on the technical stuff in this, on the OBS. And yeah, the frame rate does look a little low. Okay, are any lurkers left? What really does DaywalkerNinja have to defend this bio ball that's starting to come right in right now? I think he tried to push ahead and tried to kill that army, and now it's just running back. Hey, we appreciate you too, man. I really like your your name, Sneaky Larva. That's such a good StarCraft name. If you're a Zerg player, then shout out to you. This is Gen10 responding to you, by the way. This is not me typing, so she's able to see the chat too. Oh my god, this is looking so bad right now for Zerg with the tank in the back. I think the tank timing to have that and then the lurkers that pushed were not able to get the damage. I think this just was a not very well executed game right now for the Zerg player. Is that we had the secret base, had the early tech, but the maneuver of lurkers just wasn't doing it. You gotta be much more careful with that. Losing all of those is really costing this game. And I think these two sunkens are toast. Mutas come out. Mutas have to do some miracle micro right now. The sunken being morphed isn't gonna have enough time. There's definitely enough Marines to deal with that, but they're focus firing on the Mutas because the Mutas are trying to take out the tank. I think that's enough Mutas to take out the tank. I wonder what the Marines are firing at. They're trying to get the Mutas. Oh, this is such a close fight, but I think that the bio ball is strong enough to really deal with all of this, regardless of the tank going down. If there's any infantry that can be resupplied, then that would be crazy. I think that this might be the closer right now, guys. This might be a comeback, a reverse 2-0. Unless something drastic happens. He really needs to stop this. And he's starting to push out in other spawning locations. He's starting to push through on the other side, and he also found where DaywalkerNinja is right here. Oh, he's going to proxy the barracks. That's such a good play. Finds the other expansion with the 2 Marines and the 2 fire bats there. The 2 fire bats there to lead. Oh, there's 2 lurker eggs morphing, but he's going to be able to snipe the Hydra Den most likely, unless the lurkers can pop right away. But he's just got to get his troops up that ramp so he can start killing everything. But this looks like a really good position for our boy, Teflon Ron. Putting out a very superb game 3 right now, guys. Look at this comeback. Oh no, the 2 lurkers, I think they're going to go down, and they do. And I think that's going to make the Hydra Den go down as well. This is going to really make the win condition for Cameron super high, and there it is. He waves the flag, and that is it. Game 3 is done. Another 20-minute game. Teflon Ronnie is your winner, guys. Terran takes down Zerg. GG's. I appreciate all you guys for watching that. We had so much fun casting it.